Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing my foundation slash face routine that I will be doing going into the fall with a little bit of heavier coverage foundation. Tons of compliments on. So this is the finished product. If you want to see how I get my face to look like this, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with my primer, and the primer that I use is the Givenchy Mr. Matte Foundation Primer. And I just take a little bit of it, this much. I take it onto my fingers and I apply it to my nose, concentrating it mostly in the T-zone area, bringing it out onto the cheeks underneath the eyes because it helps to prime my under eyes for my concealer, and onto the forehead. I've let that product sit a little bit before I apply anything on it. The foundation I'm going to be using today is the Revlon ColorStay foundation, and this is the one for combination oily skin. Right now I'm kind of like in between colors. I usually use the 310, which is warm golden, but since I'm a little bit tan, I mix a little bit of the 330 natural tan with it. So the way I do it is this doesn't have a pump, which is one of the reasons why I hate this foundation. And for some reason, this color is thicker than this color. But anyway, I take a bit of that onto the back of my hand. Okay, so this is more than enough of that color. And I start to apply that first. And I apply this to the outsides of my face, on the perimeter, to thin out my face. It's basically like contouring, but with your foundation. My foundation brush that I use is the Sonia Kashuk flat top foundation brush. It's dirty because I used it yesterday, but so I take the product, I just kind of dip my brush in there, and I start by applying it to the lower part of my face and around the edges. And this foundation kind of has a scent to it. Bring it down to your neck. It has a scent of like, I don't know, I want to say like clayish. Smells kind of like clay. I don't know, it's weird. Next thing I do is I take the 310 Warm Golden, and you're going to see what I mean by this product is a little thinner. I have to be careful because if not, a whole bunch will spill out. It's just a lot runnier than the other one, so I can't really like move my hand around too much. So I grab this product and I apply this to the rest of my face. So I start on my cheeks, I kind of stipple it on, and then I buff it in. So I use my hands to tap the foundation into my skin, and that really helps so that it can sit in the skin. And around the nose, because you tend to like, product can bunch up in there under the eyes. And I just do tapping motions. So next is concealer. And the concealer that I'm using is the Makeup Forever Lift Concealer, and I use it in number 2, if you can see that. So I basically just take the littlest amount on my finger, that's for one eye, and I apply it right under my eye. And then I use my ring finger, because it's the finger that applies the least amount of pressure, and I just kind of bring it all along. And I don't know if you can see the difference between this eye and this eye, but I definitely can. I want to set my foundation and my concealer. So what I do is I use my Nars, I use a rubber band to keep it closed, this is so dirty. My Nars loose powder, and it's in the color Beach. And I take this powder, I flip it upside down so that the product will get to the bottom. You can see my grandmother walking by. So I like using a powder with a little bit of color over like a translucent powder because I like to give a little bit more coverage to my skin. So this is what's in the cap. That's way too much product for all over my face, but we do what we gotta do. So the brush that I use to set my under eye concealer is the Bergese, which came with the Costco set. And this is the 200 Eye Powder Fluff Brush, as you can see. And it kind of just looks like this. It's like a blender brush. That's what I think it's made for. But this is way too big for my eye socket. So I use it to set my concealer. So I kind of just dab my brush into the powder, tap off the residue, and I just apply it underneath my eyes. You're going to see like Powder flying everywhere. And I really like this powder. It doesn't cause a white cast anywhere. Now to set the rest of my foundation, I'm using the Borghese, also from the Costco brush set, the 100 powder kabuki brush. And this is what it looks like. It's just a kabuki but kind of like on a stick. So I just dab it in here. You don't want to use very much powder because it can make you look cakey. I shut my mouth and apply it everywhere. Bronzer. The bronzer that I use is the Nars Casino. Dirty also. That's what happens with this Nars packaging, which is crumbled into bits. If you can see that there. The brush that I use to apply my bronzer is the Nars number 19 brush. If you can see that, number 19. And this is what it looks like. It's just a bronzer brush. Some people don't like to use these brushes for bronzer, but I like them for all over bronzer. So what I do is I just kind of dip my brush into the product. Not too much because I don't want to look overly fakely bronzed. And I do the 3E motion, so. And I just do it a couple times to work the product into the skin. Contour a little bit, and I use the Smashbox Bronze Light in Suntan Matte. Yeah, Suntan Matte. And this is just a matte bronzer. I use the Borghese, which also came in the Costco brush set. This is the 101 angled contour brush. So I just kind of dip my the brush into the product, I'm sorry. And then I just lightly, I do a light contour for every day, and I just lightly contour underneath my cheekbone. Just a really natural contour. Rule of thumb is the top of the ear, so right there is where your contour color should go. All of that I just did stays pretty much the same all the time. The only thing that changes up is my blush and my highlighter. But the one that I'm going to be using today is Benefit's Coralista. Love the packaging. It's in this box-like thing. Super cute. And it's just a really nice corally peachy pink color. So I'm going to apply this with my Nars blush brush, and this is in number 6. It's just a flat blush brush, but I use the tip of it to apply the product. So I kind of swirl my brush in there, tap off the excess, and apply it to the outside of my cheeks. I don't apply too much on the apples because to me I don't like the way that looks. So I smile and I apply it right here on the outside. And then for my highlighter today, I'm going to be using a MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. That's what it looks like. And it's in Pink Porcelain. Looks like this. It's just a nice shimmery pink color. So to apply my highlighter, I love using my MAC 109 brush. The lettering wore off, but this is what it looks like. It's just a nice, I like calling it my ball brush. It's flat on top, pretty flat on top, but it's very nice and dense, so it's really nice to apply because it fits right perfectly on my cheekbone. So I kind of just swirl my product in there and apply it right up here. That's the finished result. That was my entire foundation slash face routine that I've been doing, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions on any of the products that I used in this video, please let me know down below, and until my next video, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye guys.